Imagine standing beneath the warm spray of a morning shower, the sound of water echoing softly as steam rises around you. For most of us, it feels refreshing, a signal to start the day. Yet, in Japan, a country famous for its centenarians, something about this daily ritual is quietly different. Many older Japanese do not shower in the same way most Westerners do. In fact, they avoid one particular habit that, according to emerging research and traditional wisdom, can strain the heart and shorten longevity. The story begins in rural Japanese villages where elders live simple, peaceful lives. Observers noticed that these centenarians rarely rush into a hot shower after waking. Instead, they prefer slow, gradual bathing rituals in the evening, often ending their day rather than beginning it with water. To many outsiders, this seems like a cultural quirk, but to those who study the science of aging, it is an intentional practice rooted in respect for the body's rhythms and the dangers hidden in temperature shock. Japanese centenarians have an intimate understanding of balance, not just in diet or exercise, but in how they interact with natural elements like heat and water. While much of the world prizes efficiency and speed, Japan's oldest citizens practice patience, especially with temperature changes. Their avoidance of sudden hot morning showers isn't superstition. It's a reflection of ancient intuition confirmed by modern physiology. When the body is cold from sleep, blood vessels constrict. Exposing it immediately to hot water can cause rapid expansion, leading to sudden spikes or drops in blood pressure. For younger people, this may only cause light dizziness, but for the elderly, it can trigger fainting or even cardiac events. Studies conducted in Japan have repeatedly shown that sudden deaths during bathing are more common in winter months, when temperature differences between air and water are greatest. These events often occur when someone quickly enters a hot bath or shower without warming the body first. It's not that bathing itself is dangerous, it's that rushing the process can shock the system. This is why centenarians approach bathing like meditation, deliberate, unhurried, and mindful of each sensation. This seemingly small difference in avoiding sudden hot showers holds a powerful lesson about longevity. It reminds us that health is not only about what we do, but how we do it. The Japanese do not see bathing as a chore. They see it as harmony between body and environment. Their evening baths, taken after the day's stress has settled, are an act of restoration rather than stimulation. As we uncover the science behind this wisdom, the mystery begins to make sense. Beneath what looks like a harmless morning shower lies a physiological trap for the aging body. And that is exactly where our journey begins, understanding why something so ordinary can hide such risk, and how Japanese centenarians quietly teach us a better way to care for ourselves. When the body meets water, a hidden drama unfolds beneath the skin. Temperature changes send shock waves through the circulatory system, commanding blood vessels to expand or contract in an instant. For the elderly, whose cardiovascular flexibility has faded with age, this adjustment is not always smooth. This is the essence of what doctors call thermal shock, a rapid change in temperature that disrupts blood pressure and heart rhythm. And it is this silent force that Japanese centenarians have learned to respect and avoid. Imagine an older person stepping from a cold bedroom into a steamy shower. Within seconds, the heart begins to race, attempting to stabilize blood flow to the brain and vital organs. The blood vessels in the skin suddenly dilate, while those deeper in the body constrict. This tug-of-war can cause dizziness, fainting, or, in extreme cases, collapse. For people with hypertension, arrhythmias, or fragile arteries, it's a risk that hides behind an everyday habit. In younger years, the cardiovascular system is elastic and resilient. The heart compensates easily for sudden demands, pumping faster or slower as needed. But with age, arteries stiffen, and the autonomic nervous system, the body's internal thermostat, becomes less responsive. This means that older adults cannot adapt as quickly to changes in heat or cold. What feels invigorating to a young person may feel exhausting or even dangerous to an older one. Japanese researchers have long recognized this vulnerability. Studies from Tokyo and Osaka have recorded seasonal spikes in bathing-related incidents, especially in colder months. Many of these episodes occur when seniors enter baths or showers too abruptly after exposure to cold air. The body, startled by the contrast, responds with a sharp drop in blood pressure, sometimes followed by a compensatory spike. This roller coaster effect places enormous strain on the heart, increasing the likelihood of cardiac arrest or stroke. That is why Japan's longevity culture emphasizes gradual transitions. Centenarians warm the bathroom before bathing, sit on stools while washing, and pour warm water gently over their limbs before submerging the rest of the body. These rituals are not mere tradition. They are physiological safety nets developed through generations of observation. By respecting the body's limits, they reduce thermal stress and maintain cardiovascular harmony. This wisdom extends beyond the bathroom. It reflects a deeper cultural awareness that health depends on rhythm and moderation. Whether in eating, walking, or bathing, abrupt extremes are avoided. The centenarian's secret lies not in any miracle food or supplement, but in consistency, the quiet discipline of protecting the body from unnecessary shock. As we move forward, it becomes clear that bathing in Japan is not simply about hygiene. It's a practice of self-preservation, a daily conversation between body and environment. And understanding this relationship is key to uncovering why these elders, who avoid thermal shock so carefully, continue to thrive well into their hundreds. Across Japan, the sound of running water at dusk signals more than cleanliness. It is the sound of renewal. Unlike the quick morning showers common in the West, most Japanese prefer bathing in the evening, often immersing themselves in deep tubs known as furo. This is not merely a habit of comfort, but an expression of a centuries-old philosophy that bathing restores balance between the body and nature. For elders, especially, the furo is a ritual of healing, not haste. Traditional Japanese bathing culture grew from the practice of onsen, natural hot springs that bubble up from volcanic earth. For generations, villagers have traveled to these mineral-rich waters seeking relief from fatigue and pain. Scientific studies have since confirmed that onsen bathing can improve circulation, reduce stress hormones, and even lower blood pressure when done properly. A 2022 study from Gunma University, for instance, found that older adults who bathed regularly in the evening had a lower prevalence of hypertension compared to those who did not. But the secret was not simply in the heat of the water, it was in the timing and the ritual surrounding it. Evening baths are central to this wisdom. After sunset, the body's core temperature naturally begins to drop, signaling the approach of rest. Immersing oneself in warm water at this time amplifies relaxation, improves sleep quality, and encourages the release of muscle tension accumulated during the day. The elderly, whose sleep cycles often become fragmented, find in this ritual a natural, restorative rhythm. By contrast, hot morning showers can jolt the body too quickly, disturbing heart rate and increasing stress hormones such as cortisol. The Japanese approach also differs in pace. Before entering the tub, one washes thoroughly while seated, using buckets or a hand shower to rinse away dirt. This pre-wash is both hygienic and symbolic. It marks the transition from the outer world of activity to the inner world of calm. The bathing water remains clean and is often shared among family members, reinforcing the collective value of respect. Everything about the process encourages mindfulness, the deliberate slowness, the stillness, the quiet. For elders, this mindful rhythm is essential. The warm water loosens stiff joints, soothes the nervous system, and increases peripheral blood flow without overloading the heart. In nursing homes across Japan, caregivers often schedule bathing sessions in the early evening precisely for these reasons. Medical staff report that residents sleep better and show fewer nighttime restlessness episodes after such baths. The furo, then, is not only a vessel of water but a container of time. Time to breathe, to feel, to reconnect with one's own body. It stands as a living reminder that health is not achieved through intensity, but through harmony. And as we explore the darker side of bathing, the risks that arise when this harmony is broken, we begin to see why Japanese centenarians treat the act of bathing as sacred balance rather than casual routine. Behind Japan's graceful bathing rituals lies a sobering truth that most of the world seldom hears. Each winter, hundreds of older adults lose their lives in the bath. These deaths, often labeled as sudden bathing deaths, occur quietly without warning, transforming a moment of comfort into tragedy. The phenomenon is so prevalent that Japanese health authorities study it every year, hoping to understand how something so peaceful can turn perilous, and why awareness of it remains so low outside Japan. The numbers are striking. In Japan, thousands of deaths annually are linked to bathing-related incidents, especially among those over 65. Unlike drowning accidents in pools or open water, these deaths often occur in private bathrooms. Victims are found unresponsive in tubs, sometimes fully submerged, sometimes only partially so. Investigations reveal no external injuries, and autopsies often show signs of cardiac arrest or heat shock rather than asphyxiation. The pattern is consistent: winter months, overheated baths, and elderly individuals bathing alone. Researchers have coined a term for this: bath-related sudden death. Studies published in Forensic Science International and the Japanese Journal of Public Health show that these fatalities tend to occur when elders enter very hot baths after exposure to cold air. The abrupt temperature shift causes rapid dilation of blood vessels, leading to a sudden drop in blood pressure. In response, the heart races to compensate, sometimes triggering arrhythmias or heart failure. If fainting occurs, drowning can follow within seconds. But the Japanese have also developed strategies to minimize this hidden threat. Centenarians and their caregivers often warm the bathing room beforehand, ensuring the temperature difference between air and water is minimal. They test the water carefully, ideally around 40 degrees Celsius, and enter slowly, beginning with the legs and arms before submerging the torso. Many also avoid bathing immediately after meals or alcohol consumption, both of which increase cardiovascular stress. These practices, passed quietly through generations, save lives each winter. The tragedy of sudden bathing deaths highlights a universal lesson. Safety is not only about avoiding external hazards, but also about understanding how our bodies react to comfort itself. For the elderly, who may already struggle with hypertension, diabetes, or weakened hearts, even small shocks can be overwhelming. Japanese centenarians embody a different mindset, one that treats the bath not as escape but as ceremony, governed by respect and patience. In this light, the act of bathing becomes a mirror of life itself. Balance must be preserved even in moments of pleasure. The same water that heals can harm if approached carelessly. The centenarian's wisdom is not superstition, but survival, a harmony achieved through generations of observation and mindfulness. And as we look closer at other, less obvious dangers within the bathroom, we'll find that not all risks come from temperature or the heart. Some are hidden beneath our very feet, waiting in the silence of wet tiles and fading senses. The bathroom, though designed for cleanliness, hides one of the most common sources of injury among older adults: the fall. For seniors, a single slip on a wet surface can mean months of recovery or a permanent loss of independence. In Japan, where the elderly population is among the largest in the world, these risks are taken seriously. Yet, Japanese centenarians experience fewer severe bathroom accidents, not because their bodies are stronger, but because their surroundings and habits are designed with awareness and respect for aging itself. As we age, our skin changes, becoming thinner, drier, and less sensitive to temperature and texture. What once felt slick or uneven underfoot may now feel barely noticeable. This loss of tactile feedback means an older person might not sense that the floor is slippery until it is too late. Compounding this is a decline in proprioception, the body's ability to sense movement and position. The result is an increased likelihood of missteps, especially in enclosed, humid environments like showers. In Western homes, bathrooms often feature smooth tiles and high-sided tubs, both of which can become treacherous for the elderly. In contrast, traditional Japanese bathrooms are built for caution and accessibility. Many feature low, wide tubs that allow the user to sit and enter gradually. The floors are often made from textured materials that provide traction even when wet. Some families install small stools so elders can wash while seated, conserving energy and reducing the need to balance on one leg. This design philosophy is rooted in Kaizen, the Japanese concept of continuous improvement. Even the smallest change is considered worthwhile if it makes daily life safer or more graceful. Simple modifications like handrails, slip-resistant mats, or temperature-adjustable faucets are treated as extensions of care, not signs of frailty. In fact, older Japanese adults take pride in these tools because they represent foresight and wisdom rather than weakness. But beyond design, habit plays a powerful role. Many centenarians perform a kind of slow-motion choreography when they bathe, one deliberate step at a time, one hand always in contact with a stable surface. They prepare the space before entering, ensuring towels and slippers are within reach. They test the floor with their feet, adjust the water temperature gradually and never rush. To an observer, this may look like ritual. To the centenarian, it is simply respect for the body, for the moment, for life itself. Modern science reinforces this wisdom. Studies in geriatric medicine confirm that slower movements and stable postures significantly reduce fall risk by allowing the body's reflexes to keep up. Combined with proper lighting and temperature control, these strategies transform an ordinary bathroom into a sanctuary of safety. In the quiet elegance of Japanese bathrooms, we see the truth of longevity. Health is not the absence of danger, but the mastery of awareness. And as we turn next to another unseen threat, one that hides not beneath the feet but within the water itself, we will uncover why even something as soothing as temperature can determine the fate of the heart. Water has always symbolized life, but for the aging body, it can also test the limits of endurance. The simple act of adjusting temperature, too hot or too cold, can turn a shower from soothing to stressful in seconds. Japanese centenarians understand this balance intimately. For them, temperature is not a matter of preference but of survival. Their wisdom reveals that the body's relationship with heat and cold changes profoundly with age, demanding gentleness and patience. To the young, a steamy, hot shower feels invigorating. The surge of warmth awakens muscles and clears the mind. Yet for older adults, whose blood vessels have lost elasticity, the same heat can cause a sudden drop in blood pressure, forcing the heart to work harder. Conversely, a cold shower, often promoted in modern wellness circles, can trigger a rapid constriction of blood vessels, sending shock through the cardiovascular system. In either extreme, the result is the same. The heart is jolted out of rhythm. Medical research in Japan supports what elders have long known by instinct. Bathwater temperatures above 41 degrees Celsius significantly increase cardiac workload in seniors. The body tries to cool itself through sweating and vasodilation, which diverts blood away from vital organs. For someone with a weakened heart or narrowed arteries, this can lead to dizziness, nausea, or even collapse. That is why many centenarians keep their bathwater comfortably warm, around 38 to 40 degrees, never scalding. Japanese bathing rituals are designed around gradual transitions. Before entering the bath, one rinses the body with progressively warmer water, allowing blood vessels to adjust. This slow warming process prepares the body for immersion and reduces circulatory strain. In some homes, digital thermostats ensure the temperature remains consistent throughout the bath. This level of control is not luxury, it is protection. Cold water carries its own risks. Although brief cold exposure can improve alertness and metabolism in younger adults, it can be dangerous for the elderly. A sudden cold shower after sleep or exercise may provoke arrhythmia or an involuntary gasp reflex, increasing the risk of aspiration or fainting. Japanese elders rarely expose themselves to cold water without preparation. Instead, they focus on maintaining internal warmth through clothing, diet, and mild, comfortable bathing routines. The Japanese approach treats temperature as conversation rather than confrontation. The body and the water must meet halfway, each respecting the other's rhythm. This principle reflects the broader philosophy of Wei, harmony, that runs through Japanese life. The centenarian's bath is neither too hot nor too cold, neither too short nor too long. It is the middle path, designed to restore, not challenge, the body. As we look beyond the water's surface, another more curious practice emerges, one that replaces bathing altogether on certain days. It requires no tub, no steam, only a simple towel and deliberate motion. In the next chapter, we will explore this centuries-old ritual and how it continues to keep Japan's elders warm, alert, and remarkably healthy. On crisp winter mornings in rural Japan, It's not uncommon to see an elder standing near an open window, lightly rubbing their skin with a coarse towel. The practice, known as kanpu masatsu, translates to dry towel friction. Though simple, this centuries-old ritual has become a quiet cornerstone of Japanese longevity. It embodies the idea that health begins not in force or luxury, but in gentle, daily care, a philosophy that has allowed many centenarians to thrive well into their hundreds. At first glance, kanpu masatsu appears almost austere. There is no hot water, no soap and no steam, just a towel and mindful repetition. Yet this simplicity hides profound physiological effects. Rubbing the skin stimulates blood flow to the surface, gently raising body temperature and awakening nerve endings dulled by age. It also encourages lymphatic drainage, helping remove waste products and reduce inflammation. For elders whose circulation often slows with time, this daily stimulation can be a subtle yet powerful tonic. Historically, kanpu masatsu emerged as a winter health practice among monks and soldiers, meant to fortify the body against cold and fatigue. Over generations, it evolved into a household habit, especially among older Japanese who sought to maintain vitality without the strain of hot baths. Many continue to perform it in the morning, standing by an open window to let cool air meet warm skin. A contrast that invigorates but never shocks, balancing stimulation and calm. Modern science lends credibility to this humble custom. Studies in Japan and Korea have shown that dry towel rubbing can increase skin temperature and activate the parasympathetic nervous system, promoting relaxation and improving immune response. Some hospitals even recommend a mild version of the practice for bedridden seniors to enhance circulation and prevent stiffness. The key, however, lies in moderation. The rubbing must be firm enough to warm the skin but gentle enough to avoid irritation or damage. The ritual itself is almost meditative. Movements are performed slowly, often starting from the limbs and moving toward the heart. Breathing remains steady, and the focus stays on the sensation. Warmth spreading, muscles awakening, a feeling of aliveness returning to the skin. Many elders describe it as a conversation with the body, a way of saying good morning to one's own flesh. Unlike a hot shower which bombards the senses, kanpu masatsu cultivates awareness and gratitude. For those with limited mobility or fragile hearts, this practice offers a safe alternative to bathing. It cleanses energetically rather than physically, restoring vigor without cardiovascular strain. More importantly, it reinforces a mindset of care, that the body deserves gentleness, not punishment, especially in aging. In this quiet discipline, Japanese centenarians show us that longevity is not achieved by resisting nature, but by cooperating with it. And as we move from the dry towel to the mist of steam, we'll discover that even the air we breathe in the shower carries lessons about safety, warmth, and respect for the body's delicate balance. Steam fills the air, swirling like a soft cloud, wrapping the body in warmth. For many, this sensation feels purifying. The breath deepens, the muscles release, and the mind slows down. Yet for older adults, the same comforting steam can quietly become a source of strain. In Japan, where attention to detail is a cultural instinct, centenarians have long recognized the subtle risks of heat, humidity, and dehydration that accompany bathing. Their approach transforms what might be dangerous into a controlled act of care. When an elder steps into a hot, steamy shower, the temperature and moisture create immediate effects on the body. The heart begins to beat faster to regulate internal heat, while the lungs adapt to breathing warm, humid air. For seniors with chronic conditions, asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or heart disease, this sudden environmental change can narrow airways and reduce oxygen intake. It's one of the reasons Japanese elders favor well-ventilated bathrooms and moderate water temperatures, avoiding the dense steam that accumulates in closed spaces. But humidity brings another hidden risk: dehydration. The irony is that while surrounded by water, the body quietly loses fluids through sweat and accelerated breathing. For older adults, whose sense of thirst diminishes with age, this loss can go unnoticed. Japanese centenarians counter this by hydrating before and after bathing, sipping warm tea or mineral water to restore balance. In many traditional households, A small cup of mujicha, roasted barley tea, is as essential to the bath as the towel itself. Ventilation is another key element of Japanese bathing culture. Windows are opened or fans switched on before bathing begins, ensuring that steam never lingers long enough to cause dizziness or shortness of breath. Modern Japanese bathrooms often feature built-in air circulation systems that regulate both temperature and humidity, allowing elders to bathe comfortably without suffocating heat. This attention to airflow reflects the Japanese belief that energy and air must move freely for the body to remain in harmony. Beyond the physical benefits, this controlled environment supports calmness of mind. Too much heat or suffocating steam can cause disorientation, especially in older adults who may already struggle with balance or cognitive clarity. By keeping the air fresh and the temperature mild, Japanese elders maintain not only bodily safety, but mental serenity. Every element of their routine, the water, the air, the timing, is calibrated for ease rather than excess. In the end, the Japanese way of managing steam and humidity embodies their broader philosophy of living lightly. Nothing is left to chance, and nothing is forced. The bath becomes a dialogue between body and breath, warmth and coolness, water and air. From the careful management of humidity emerges a deeper principle, mindfulness. And in the next chapter, we will see how this mindfulness transforms bathing itself into a meditative ritual where safety and serenity flow together as naturally as water down the skin. Bathing, in Japan, is not simply a physical act. It is a ceremony of awareness. Among the nation's oldest citizens, this mindfulness turns an everyday task into a practice of balance and presence. Each movement, each breath, each touch of water carries intention. For Japanese centenarians, to bathe mindfully is to live deliberately, honoring the body not as a machine to be cleaned, but as a companion to be cared for. In Western routines, showers often symbolize speed and productivity, a few hurried minutes before work or sleep. In contrast, Japanese elders slow the process until it becomes almost still. They prepare the room, fold towels neatly, test the water, and adjust the lighting. Even before the first drop touches the skin, the ritual has already begun. This deliberate pace reduces physical stress but also quiets the mind, lowering heart rate and blood pressure naturally. The sequence itself follows a rhythm refined over centuries. One begins seated, pouring warm water over the limbs to awaken the body gradually. Soap is applied gently, never aggressively, and rinsed away before entering the furo, where soaking occurs in silence. Eyes close, breathing steadies, and attention turns inward. It is a meditation through temperature, scent, and sound. The splash of water, the faint echo of steam against wood. In this stillness, Japanese elders find a peace that restores more than muscles. It restores dignity. Modern research supports what tradition has long taught. Mindful bathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest response, promoting relaxation, improved digestion, and better sleep. It also strengthens the mind-body connection, encouraging awareness of tension, imbalance, or early signs of illness. Many centenarians claim they can sense subtle changes in their health simply by how their body responds during the bath. This awareness often leads them to adjust their habits before problems grow serious. What's most remarkable is how these rituals weave safety into serenity. By slowing movements, elders reduce the risk of slips. By focusing on breathing, they prevent hyperventilation. By pausing before and after immersion, they allow the heart to adjust naturally. It is mindfulness as prevention, spirituality expressed through caution. This approach reflects a deeper cultural truth. In Japan, longevity is not chased but cultivated. Every act of daily life, eating, walking, bathing, becomes a chance to honor time rather than fight it. The bath is not an escape from aging, but a conversation with it. The water embraces, the steam whispers, the body listens. And as the final droplets fade and calm settles over the room, a quiet understanding arises. Longevity is not granted to those who rush, but to those who pay attention. In the closing chapter, we will gather the lessons of these rituals, from temperature to rhythm, from safety to serenity, and uncover how anyone, anywhere, can bring the wisdom of Japanese centenarians into their own daily life. Longevity is rarely the result of a single secret. It grows from countless small choices repeated with care and intention. The wisdom of Japanese centenarians reveals this truth with striking clarity. It is not only what they do, but how they do it, that keeps them healthy. Their bathing rituals, slow, mindful, and harmonious, offer a blueprint for aging gracefully, protecting both body and spirit. Throughout Japan, the bath is treated as a sanctuary, a place where balance is restored after the day's labor. From avoiding abrupt temperature changes to maintaining proper ventilation, every detail serves a purpose. The centenarian's bath is warm but never scalding, calm but never cold. The room is preheated, towels are within reach, and the air moves freely. Even these simple acts prevent heart strain, dizziness, and falls. Safety and serenity merge seamlessly because both arise from awareness. Equally important is the rhythm of the ritual. Japanese elders bathe in the evening when the body is naturally ready to unwind. This timing supports the circadian rhythm, lowers stress hormones, and prepares the mind for rest. After the bath, they hydrate with tea, stretch gently, and retire early. These patterns are not coincidences. They are the architecture of health built through discipline and respect. The lessons extend far beyond Japan. In any culture, older adults can adapt these principles without abandoning their traditions. Warm the bathroom before bathing. Test the water with care. Move slowly, breathe steadily, and treat each step as a dialogue with the body. If fatigue or heart conditions make bathing risky, substitute with gentle towel friction, as in Kanpu Masatsu. What matters most is consistency, not perfection. But beneath all the practical advice lies something deeper, an attitude. Japanese centenarians approach daily life with humility toward nature's rhythm. They do not rush to dominate time, they flow with it. Their health habits, whether in bathing, eating, or resting, are quiet expressions of gratitude for the body's service. This emotional steadiness, calm acceptance rather than resistance, may be the truest secret to their longevity. Science continues to confirm what tradition has long observed. Moderation protects and mindfulness heals. By integrating these values into our daily routines, we can transform even the simplest moments into acts of preservation. The bath, once ordinary, becomes sacred again, a space where we listen to the body and honor the years it has carried us. So, the next time you stand beneath running water, pause. Feel the warmth settle against your skin. Let your breath slow. Remember that each drop is both cleansing and instructive, a reminder that life rewards patience. The centenarians of Japan do not chase youth. They cultivate peace. And within that peace, longevity quietly blooms like steam rising from still water.